High Counselor Zextral of the Galactic Council stood before the emergency session, his crystalline form dimmed with shame. The holographic displays showed what everyone had assumed would be impossible: Earth not just surviving, but thriving. 10 cycles ago, he began, his voice modulated to hide his emotion, we made what we thought was a logical decision. When the Void Swarm targeted the Sol system, we determined Earth's civilization was too primitive to save. The resources required to evacuate or defend them would have been extensive. The council chamber, usually a place of ordered discourse, filled with uncomfortable murmurs. Everyone remembered the decision. They had sealed off the entire sector, assuming Earth would fall like so many worlds before it. They had expected to return and find only ruins. Instead, they found this. "Play the transmission," Zextral ordered. Admiral Sarah Chen's face appeared on the main display. She looked tired but proud, her uniform bearing insignia that hadn't existed when Earth was abandoned. "Greetings, Galactic Council," she said, her voice carrying a hint of steel. "We received your message of renewed diplomatic interest. Before you decide whether Earth is now worthy of your attention, let me show you what happens when humans are left to solve their own problems." The displays shifted to show Earth's defense network. Where there should have been primitive satellites, there was an intricate web of gravitational disruption fields. Where there should have been basic planetary shields, there was something that bent space itself around the planet. "When you abandoned us," Chen continued, "we didn't have the technology to fight the Void Swarm. So we invented it. When we didn't have the resources, we found new ways to create them. When we didn't have time, we made time." The footage showed Earth's response to the initial Void Swarm attack. Instead of falling, humanity had unified with unprecedented speed. Scientists worked around the clock, engineers rebuilt entire cities into fortresses, and every human being contributed to the war effort. "The first wave hit us hard," Chen acknowledged. "We lost millions. But do you know what we discovered? Humans don't break under pressure. We adapt. We evolve. We get creative." The displays showed how Earth had turned its greatest weakness, its primitive technology, into its greatest strength. Unable to match the Void Swarm's advanced biological weapons, they had instead developed countermeasures no advanced species had ever considered. Without access to quantum shields, they had created defense systems that worked on entirely different principles. "You see," Chen explained, "advanced civilizations like yours solve problems with advanced technology. But humans? We solve problems with whatever we have at hand. When the Void Swarm adapted to our weapons, we didn't just build better ones, we changed the entire way we fought." The Council watched in amazement as the footage showed Earth's desperate innovations. They had converted their planet's magnetic field into a weapon. They had weaponized their atmosphere. They had even found a way to use the Void Swarm's own quantum tunneling against them. "But here's the real reason we survived," Chen said, her expression hardening. "We didn't just fight for survival. We fought because you told us we couldn't win. Every human being on Earth looked at your logical assessment of our chances and said collectively, 'Watch us.'" The final footage showed the turning point: Earth's counterattack against the Void Swarm. They hadn't just driven the swarm back, they had done it in ways that defied conventional military doctrine. Their solutions weren't elegant or advanced, but they worked with devastating effectiveness. "So yes," Chen concluded, "we're interested in renewing diplomatic relations. But understand this, we're not the same primitive species you abandoned. We're the species that looked extinction in the face and decided to rewrite the rules of survival. We're the civilization that turned being primitive into an advantage." She paused, allowing her next words to carry full weight. "And we're the humans who learned that sometimes being abandoned by your allies is exactly what you need to discover your true strength." The council chamber erupted in debate. Some argued for immediate alliance with Earth, while others warned of the implications of a species that could advance so rapidly under pressure. But they all agreed on one thing: they had severely underestimated humanity's potential. Zextrol later added a personal note to the official records. The Council's greatest mistake wasn't in abandoning Earth. It was in assuming that primitive technology meant primitive potential. We failed to understand that humans don't evolve through gradual advancement like other species. They evolve through crisis, through challenge, and most dangerously, through spite. When faced with impossible odds, they don't accept their limitations, they transcend them. We thought we were leaving them to die. Instead, we forced them to become something new, a species that treats overwhelming odds as personal motivation. Across the galaxy, a new saying spread: never abandon humans to impossible odds. They'll survive just to prove you wrong, and they'll emerge stronger than you could imagine. The Council learned its lesson sometimes. The most dangerous thing you can do is tell humanity something is impossible.